traveled the whole last year by myself, and there was so many challenges
Huh?
I already went through. So I would say more confident and more grateful.
So do you feel more like yourself while you're traveling than you do at home?
I would say yes, because if you just go to a new place or a new country, no one knows you there, and you can just be a new person if you want in every country. So I would say yes, I was more myself there, and it was also all the time very exciting to see new things and try new food and everything. So I felt very good at the time traveling, and yeah, I would say yes.
All right. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. What about you?
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? What you do, where you're from, where you are now living, and kind of just what you do for work.
hmm Yeah, for sure. So I'm Devin. I'm 23, or no, I turned 24 a few days ago. And I'm yeah living as a digital nomad since more than 1 year now. And last year I traveled around Southeast Asia, and um, yeah, I think that's like a short summary who I am. And I'm basically from Germany originally. So, yes,
Awesome. So you traveled in Southeast Asia, is that right?
yes, last year.
What did you like most about it? Where did you go? Like, what countries did you go to?
I started in Malaysia,
Okay.
and from there I was in Singapore, Thailand. I was in Japan, on the Maldives, and also Indonesia, Bali.
Okay.
So yeah, I think these were the countries. Oh, and Vietnam.
Vietnam, awesome. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm actually going to Bali here next month, and I'll be there for
nice,
about a week and a half, so I'm ready for it.
nice.
Yeah, do you have like a favorite area that you've visited so far?
Yes, I would say Japan was really nice because I was in Tokyo there, and it was completely different to the other countries I've visited so far. Even if you traveled a lot around Asia, in my opinion, Japan is something like yeah, completely different. And I really liked it there, the culture, the people, and I also like Bali, so I think you will also like it there. Um, of course, if you're a digital nomad, that's a really good place because there are a lot of places you can work, and I met a lot of friends there and stuff like that. So I would say Indonesia, Bali, and Japan, Tokyo were my two favorite spots so far.
How long were you in both areas?
In Japan, I was for 1 week in Tokyo, and on Bali, I was for 2 months.
2 months, awesome. Were you just there on a tourist visa or like a digital nomad visa?
I was only there with the normal tourist visa for 30 days and then extended it for another 30 days.
Okay. Um, so when you are doing planning your trips for to visit whatever country and you're going through the visa process, do you do the visas yourself or do you usually go through an agency?
So far, I did it always myself, but I think I'm pretty blessed there because I have a German passport, and with a German passport, it's pretty easy to get into countries. So, yeah, most of the time I just have to fill out some visa on arrival or stuff like that, but it's most of the time very easy to do it for myself as yeah a German passport holder. So yeah, always myself.
Do you do a lot of like visas on arrival or do you usually do them beforehand online?
If it's possible, I try to do it before I travel to a country, but yeah, there was some times where I just traveled so much that I forgot it, and then I
Hmm.
arrived, and yeah, I had to do it there spontaneously. So I would say a mix, but I try to do everything I can before I travel to a country, so I have a smooth arrival.
Yeah, I also heard that, like, for us, for at least for going for Bali, I was told that like we could do visas on arrival, and it can be a hit or miss of rather it's fast or if it's going to be a long wait. Um, and so I typically any country I go to, I also do all mine beforehand. I like to know that I have everything in order and I have everything that I already need for the visa. Yeah, I people that can go and do it visa on
Mhm.
arrival. I'm always
Yes,
surprised. It's kind of like I'm a planned person. It's just a long process, but
yes.
um another question, when you were deciding to become a digital nomad, what were you doing beforehand?
Before that, I had a software agency with a friend of mine, and I was, yeah, before I was a digital nomad, I already lived abroad. I was living in Hungary with a friend of mine for half a year, and yeah, we had a software agency together. He was on the programming side, and I did the marketing and sales. But yeah, we shut down the agency I think 1 year and 1 month ago, because yeah, it didn't work the way we wanted, and there were some personal things why we didn't continue doing that. And yeah, after that, I went to Asia as a digital nomad.
Was it more of a spontaneous type thing, or did you plan out where you were going and if you were staying somewhere for a certain amount of time before going to the next? Like, was it planned at all?
It was more spontaneous, I would say, because I wanted to travel the world anyways.
Hmm.
So, yeah, we shut down the agency and I started to earn money with video editing, and it slowly got better with my income and better. And then I thought, okay, we shut down our agency. I'm doing video editing, what is a skill I can do from everywhere. And then I thought I wanted to travel the world anyways. So it was like the perfect timing
Hmm.
because, yeah. And then I just booked a one-way ticket to Malaysia, and yeah, from there on, I made everything very spontaneous.
Did you teach yourself how to video edit?
A friend of mine taught me that a few years ago. So yeah, he taught me the basics, and then it was more like learning by doing, I would say.
Did you I know a lot of people that I've talked to who are in video editing said that that's how they started was um, they watched a bunch of YouTube videos and how to and just started from the basics and then kind of gradually got more and more skill with it and then they started getting clients and doing work for them and then they also started showing people how to video edit and do things themselves. So I just was curious because I know some people that have gone to school for it. I know people that have just looked up YouTube videos for it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think nowadays there are so many good YouTube tutorials for like everything out there
yeah.
that you can teach yourself almost everything on the internet for free today. So yeah, that's a great possibility.
Yeah, do you I know you have courses, right, for video editing
I would say more like a program,
program?
but also with a video course on school. Yes, I started that like 2.5 months ago because, yeah, as I was traveling the world last year and I started a personal brand on Instagram, and yeah, the people always ask me, how can you afford that? What do you do for a living? And stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I saw the demand for it, and then I, yeah, thought I could teach that to other people so they can also do video editing and do, yeah, basically the same as I do. So, yes.
Yeah, what? So, when you decided to be a digital nomad, what was your reason?
The reason was, I think there was two reasons. The main reason was that I wanted to see the world and as many countries as I could. And the second reason was because I don't know where I want to stay long term. That's why I also wanted to see a lot of countries to see, okay, which country would be the best for me personally long term. So yeah, I would say these two things were like my main reasons.
Do you have a do you have like a base essentially and then you travel to different countries, or do you just like stay in a country for like a month or two, 3 months and then go to another country? Do you, I mean, I know some people have a base, some people just jump country to country.
Yeah, I don't have a base. I really just live from hotel room to hotel room or Airbnb to Airbnb. So yes, I don't have a base at all.
Does that come with like any difficulties for you, like going country to country and just kind of living out of hotel rooms?
I would say yes. Of course, if you don't have a base, you are very limited with the stuff you can take with yourself. So I have like one bag with yeah my whole life in it. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's but I personally don't even think that's a bad thing because I don't really need a lot of things. I just basically need my laptop to earn money and some clothes and yeah, I think that's all I need currently. But of course, sometimes a base could be a good thing because if you travel like a lot and from country to country, from hotel room to hotel room, it can also get exhausting a little bit over time. So, yeah, sometimes I wish I could stay for a longer period or have a base where I could get to when it's getting a little bit too much.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think I try to travel a bit slower this year. So, staying for a couple of months in each country or city I'm in that I don't get exhausted over time.
Yeah, do you ever go back and visit your home country?
Yeah, it's actually funny that we do this podcast right now because right now I'm in my old home country because my brother turned 18 a few days ago.
Mm.
So I came to Germany to visit my family and to yeah celebrate with my brother. So right now I'm in Germany, but before that I think for over 1 year away. So I'm not
Wow.
really often here, like once a year maybe.
So does that make anything hard to be away from family for that long?
Um, I would say I'm already kind of used to it
Hmm.
because I moved out pretty early, with 17 and already moved there to another like state in Germany. And so I was used to it from 17 on that I'm yeah
You
not
got
that much
used to
with my
it.
family. But yeah, of course, sometimes I miss them, but I FaceTime a lot with my family, so I yeah see them there. But of course, if you see them in real life and everything, it's also a nice thing. So yeah, I really try to see them at least once per year, or yeah, it could also be that they visit me somewhere in the
Okay.
world over the year. So yes,
Well, that's good. That's good that you still see them then.
yes.
Um, when you first started, did you have any moment that you just wanted to give up and go home? Or did you just keep pushing through?
I think there was no moment where I thought I would like to go home. Sometimes I think one or two times I really had the moment where I said, okay, I really want to have a base next year because it was just too much and packing my stuff because of the next flight and everything. Um, but not really that I said I want to go back to Germany. Yeah.
If you did have a base, where do you think it would be at?
That's a really good question. I think I saw two, not that much from the world so far that I could answer that.
Hmm.
But so far, I think I would maybe go with Cyprus because I have a few friends who also moved there, so I wouldn't be alone there.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think also with a company setup, it's very good there. So I I thought about maybe Cyprus, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Um, so you would have friends there, so you wouldn't be alone. Is that something when you travel to different countries, is the loneliness ever hard? Like, I know there's a lot of countries that have a lot of digital nomads that you could connect with, but I mean, not everything is set in stone. And so people are constantly, you meet somebody and then they're gone in like the next week or two, or or you leave before they do. Like, is that hard? Like, do you ever get lonely?
Mm, I would say I wasn't really lonely the last year, but yeah, as you said, you meet people and then it's either I go to the next country or they are leaving. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's hard to make these real deep connections with people or deep friendships. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I'm always like so busy that I don't even have the time to be lonely, if I could say it that way.
Huh.
So yeah.
So with you being so busy, when you were first starting out or even now, has there ever been like a financial hardship, or have you ever made a financial mistake and you're just like, "Oh, like why did I do that?" or like I should have thought of that. Has there ever been a moment like that for you?
Mm, so far, not really. So I'm also very glad that I didn't get scammed anywhere or something like that. So that always went pretty good. But I I think I don't have a really good I don't have a really good feeling over my, yeah, I don't know how to say it, about my balance, how much I have as income and outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look at it and then it's always too much expenses. So
Yeah.
yeah, I need to work on that because I don't know, I think in Asia always everything is so cheap. I don't have to look at the
Yeah.
prices, but then it's always getting out of control a little bit. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah,
That's the
but
thing that I've
no,
heard in for those that I've known that have gone to Asian countries, is that it's affordable, yes, but it's also to the point so affordable that people don't realize how much they are actually spending in those countries. And so it's like they will come in with all this money and they'll be spending it because everything's affordable, and then they look and it's just where did all this money go? Like
yes.
I've heard that it's very hard to keep track.
Yes, that's true. And also, I think everywhere you are in the world, you can live quite affordable, but also very expensive. Like
Mhm.
on Bali, for example, you could live for, I don't know, for pretty affordable prices, but you could also spend like a lot of money on Bali with some villas and restaurants and stuff like that. So I think yeah, you can always live on a budget or also there is like always two levels. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were in Bali, did you ever stay in a villa, or were you in a hostel or just a hotel?
At first I stayed in an Airbnb. It was
Okay.
called or listed as an villa on Airbnb, but I don't know, it was just a normal apartment. And after that I lived in a guest house. There were like 12 guest house in a row with one pool for everybody. Yeah, I like the guest house more because I yeah, it felt a little bit like a community because there was some other people around there and yes.
Was the guest house, you had your own room, but you had like a community like area that you shared? So, like the pool, like, was there a shared living room, kitchen, or did you kind of have that stuff to yourself?
In the apartment, it was my bedroom and my bath was for me in my apartment, and we had a shared pool and shared kitchen.
Okay. Did
Yes.
that ever come with any problems having a shared kitchen?
To be honest, I always ordered food or went out eating, so I never used it. So yeah, that wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, the last time I shared a kitchen, it it became a big problem. So like we had a label, like if we had food in the refrigerator, we literally had to label our stuff because otherwise people would think that it was for like the whole community of people that were staying there. So we had to start labeling like what stuff is ours so nobody would take it. If we didn't label it, then yeah, it was for everyone, whoever to eat. So I was just kind of curious if that was ever a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are there, so with you traveling a lot, has there ever been like tools or apps that you typically use a lot?
I would say my basic essentials are Google Calendar for all the meetings, or when I fly to another country, then I have everything in Google Calendar. And for my to-dos, as I work as a digital nomad, I use Trello for that with the Kanban system. So yeah, Trello and Google Calendar are like my essentials. And I also like one app on my phone while traveling. It's called Trip BFF. It's for solo traveler, and there are also a lot of digital nomads on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to connect with other solo traveler. And yeah, I met a few people from this app last year, and yeah, made some new friendships and connections. So this is also an app I really liked.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I don't think there's a enough apps right now for digital nomads or expats that like you can get on and it can tell you like who's around you and like people that you can actually meet up with. Um, I don't think there's enough of this, and I think that there should be because there are so many solo travelers, but when they go to different countries, it's kind of I've heard that it can be, for some at least, it's harder to find people to interact with or like they want to meet other solo travelers, but they might be um, like they don't like to be around a bunch of people, but they still want to meet others.
Yes.
Um, so I think that there should be more apps, or at least apps that also tell you like when meetups are happening, or if there's clubs in that country or area that are going on, like running clubs or a gym club. Like I think that would be so cool, just to get on
Yes.
your phone, see what's going on, see who's around, be able to meet up with people.
Yeah, there is an app which actually do something like that. It's called Nomad Table. Do you know that app? Do you know that app?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Nomad Table is an app exactly for that, what you said. There are like meetups where you can join, and there is a group chat, so you can chat with the people before the actual meetup, and yeah, just to see who is in that group, who would join and everything. And you also see solo traveler around your area. So yeah, that's one app, and it's pretty active. It has a lot of user, but yeah, you're right. In general, there are not that many apps.
Well, that's cool. See, I've never heard of that, so that's cool. I mean, that there is something like that. I just
Yes,
That's awesome. So do you use that a lot?
I used it, I think, twice. One time in Malaysia, as I just wanted to meet some people from there, and then we went out for dinner together, and it was nice. There was like 6 people joining us, and then we ate something, and there were like people from everywhere, from the United States, from Malaysia, from Morocco, so from like
All
everywhere.
over.
And yeah, it was really nice. And I think I also joined another event on that app, but I can't remember what it was.
Have you have you ever had like a culture shock at all anywhere you've been so far?
Mm, I would say maybe with the food and how the standards are in some countries. For example, in Vietnam or in Thailand, where yeah, when you walk around where the street food is, how they just yeah, leave the meat and everything in the sun, and there are flies flying over the meat and everything. That was maybe a bit of a shock that people just yeah, eat it and everything, and it's just normal there.
Mm.
But yeah, otherwise, I would say not really a cultural shock because I I just was really open for everything. So yes,
Yeah, was there so with street food or food in general, has there been a food that you thought that you would love but ended up not really liking it?
I would say yes. One time in Japan, there was some octopus balls. I don't know what it's called. It was some balls with octopus inside of it. Um, yeah, it's like a special food in Japan, and I wanted to
Okay.
try that, but yeah, it wasn't that good. I didn't like it at all, so that was that one time. But otherwise, I most of the time really like the food there.
Yeah, I've seen something I so I love seafood, but there have been so many videos that have been popping up on my social media feed of I don't know what it's called, but it's like you take a cup and I don't know, they put like some seasoning liquid inside of it and then they take a squid, like a little mini squid that's still alive, and they put it in the cup and the squid will suck up the juice that's in the cup and then you just take a bite and you eat it.
While it's still alive.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you
okay.
eat it while it's alive and but so I really want to know like is it really good or because it's like I don't know, like there's some that still have like the ink in them as well.
Uh-huh.
So that's something that I want to try, but I don't know if I will like it.
All right. In which country do they have that?
I don't know. I haven't looked. They just keep popping up on
Hmm.
my social media feed. I'm like, it's giving me a sign that maybe I should try it, but
Yes.
because I mean, whatever pops up on your social media feed is things that either they think the algorithm thinks that you're like or whatever, but keeps popping up on
Yes.
my stuff. Uh, so has anything embarrassing ever happened to you? Like, have you had anything embarrassing?
I have to think about it. I think not really. Mm, yeah, N nothing what comes on my
Nothing
mind
comes to mind.
right now. Yeah.
I feel like so anytime I travel, I always have something happen to me. Um, so I, for me, for my personality, I am a mainly an introvert, but I will be an extrovert when I need to be. And so I went to India last year and it was embarrassing for me because I've never had this happen. When anywhere I went to, whether it was temples or to get food or just walking around, there was so many people that were staring at me or they would ask my friend and I for like pictures and so we would be taking pictures with everyone. And so like it's not really embarrassing, but like for me that was kind of like a like wow, like what's going on? And
Yes.
I knew someone in India and I was like, so like is this normal? And they're like, it's just because they don't see people like you. They don't see a white person with blonde hair, blue eyes. And then my friend, he is African American, so I mean, they don't typically see a person that dark. Um, and so it was, I was like, that's that's cool, I guess, but
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I had some friends who were in China with kind of the same experience. They also told me that everyone in China just went up straight to them and asked for pictures and everything, and
really,
they just felt like a celebrity there, just casually walking around. So,
yes.
yeah, I think there are some spots in the world where, yeah, you just have to walk around and people are like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments.
Mhm.
Um, so has there been any phrases that you've learned and you've now started to use them in like your regular everyday life? Or is there one that you learned and you totally just misused it?
Mm, I think sometimes when I switch countries a lot, the first few days in a new country, I sometimes use the old words for things like hello or thank you.
Mm,
So I would rather say I misused some words, not some whole phrases.
hmm.
So yeah, I would say this. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. So when you go to different countries, do you have like a card that you use to pay for things, or do you typically just go to an ATM in that country and get cash?
Most of the time, the first thing I do is I go to an ATM and get some cash because it's always good to have some cash because
Yeah.
sometimes they don't accept card payments or I don't know, I think it's always good to have at least a little bit of cash with you.
Hmm.
And yeah, but most of the time I pay most of my things with my credit card or my phone and just use cash for things where I can't pay with card.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do know that there are some places that they just don't use card. They're strictly cash. Even
Yes.
there's things that I've heard. I haven't been to Thailand yet, but I've also heard that for certain processes at the airport, um, for I think it's for taking a pet in or something like that, that you can't pay the fees with your card. You have to pay
Mm.
cash
Mhm.
for one thing, and then when you go and get like we have to go and turn in their health document or something, you could pay that fee with a card. And so it's
Yes.
like lots of processes, but it depends upon which process accepts cash and cards. So the girl that I was listening to that was doing this, she was like, I didn't know this, and so I had to go find an ATM, pull this
Mhm.
amount of cash out, and come back. And I was like, uh,
Yes.
it would be nice to know. Like, I don't know if that's something online that they can post that, but it's definitely a no before you go, especially if you're
Yes.
bringing a pet.
Yeah, that's true.
Has so I know you said you moved out um, early on, like around 17, 18. Has that and traveling, has that changed like how you see yourself?
I would say yes, because yeah, as I traveled to a lot of countries in Asia especially where there are like people who live in not so good situations as I am, I would say I'm more grateful for the situation I'm in right now that I earn like good money while traveling where I want, that I can eat the food I want and everything. And yeah, there are people who yeah work all day in their home countries and don't earn that much and everything. So I would
Hmm.
say I'm more grateful now and yeah, don't fake take things for normal. Um, yeah, I would say that was like the biggest change, and I would say I got more confident because I always think when there is a new challenge, I just think, okay, I traveled the whole last year by myself, and there was so many challenges
Uh,
I already went through. So I would say more confident and more grateful.
so do you feel more like yourself while you're traveling than you do at home?
I would say yes, because if you're if you just go to a new place or a new country, no one knows you there, and yeah, you can just be a new person if you want in every country. So yeah, I would say yes, I was more myself there. And it was also all the time very exciting to see new things and try new food and everything. So yeah, I felt very good at the time traveling. And yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah. I agree with you. Anywhere I've been, I've felt like I can be more of myself. I kind of when I'm home, I have who I am at home, but it's not exactly who I actually am. I have a certain way I have to act per
Hmm.
se here, and so when I'm traveling, it's just like I can be who I am. I can be, myself.
Yes.
I don't have to worry or anything like that. So I feel I understand what you mean.
Yes.
So when you travel, do you typically go more towards a beach, like warm tropical, or do you like the city more?
I would say that's really a mix.
Hmm.
So I really like both. So I like to be in cities because there is always something to do. You can just go out and there are like a lot of things you can eat or sports, activities. And I also like to walk around the city, especially when it's night or dark outside, because I really like when the buildings are shining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I like that vibe, but I also like to be at the beach. So I would say really a 50-50 mix.
Okay. So yeah, I'm always a down for a beach. I live
Yes.
somewhere that we have all the seasons, summer, fall, winter, and spring. Um, but when it's winter here, it we have ice storms and snowstorms and blizzards, and it's freezing weather. I do not like it. A lot of people
Yes.
here don't like it. So when we get the chance to go somewhere warm, we will take it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean there are also some places where you have a mix of city and also beach.
Hmm.
For example, Barcelona in Spain, there you have a city and a beach, or Da Nang in Vietnam. So there are also places where it's a mix.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you been to Spain?
Yes, I was there for a couple of months in a lot of places in Spain, and I also really liked it there.
What was your favorite place in Spain?
Malaga, I
Okay.
would say I don't know if it's that well known. It's yeah at the south of Spain, and a city which is maybe a bit more well known is Marbella in that
Hmm.
area. So yeah, I really liked it there because the weather was really nice and the people were nice and yeah, the vibe and I really liked it there. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you, so what is your typical day to day life or your schedule?
Hmm. My day-to-day life, I would say it's not that exciting and special as some friends of mine in Germany maybe think. I just wake up, and currently, after waking up, I started to learn Spanish because I want to travel to South America this year, and that's why I just start with learning Spanish for half an hour after waking up. Then I usually edit videos for, yeah, making an
Mm-hmm.
income until I go out for lunch. And after lunch, I work on, I would say, my own projects like social media or my school community. And I also try to do as much sport as I can. So when I'm in Thailand, I try to do Muay Thai a
Okay.
lot. And I also hit the gym quite often. So I would say sport is also almost every day in my daily program. And then after dinner, I oftentimes just relax at home, or if I was at dinner with some friends, then I just talk with them, drink something with them, or even do sports with them. For example, on Bali, I oftentimes played paddle with them
Okay.
at night. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've the some of the videos I've watched um shows people doing that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I played it the first time on Bali. It was really fun.
So does that so are you a morning or night person, or does it depend upon where you are located at that time?
I would say more of a night person, but I also don't have a problem with waking up early.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, so do you have anything that you ever miss from home while you were traveling?
Um, I would say maybe one thing, driving a car. So in Asia, most of the time I drove either nothing or just a bike.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really like driving yeah, a car. So that was something I would say I miss from, yeah, Germany or my old life. So yeah, but I think that was maybe the only thing.
Do you have anything that you'll never miss?
Hmm, what I never miss. That's a good question. Um, I I don't know what there would be specifically in Germany, which is not also in other countries. So I I don't know something on top of my head right now.
All right. Um, do you, so, if you were able to start over and do everything again, what would be your way of doing things? Or would you keep everything the same?
I think I would most of the things I would keep the same. I would maybe just straight from the beginning start to stay longer at one place. So I would say that would maybe be one thing that I switch, and also that I inform myself a little bit better where I'm really staying, because there was like one or two places where I just booked an apartment for 1 month, and I didn't even really looked it up, yeah, what the area was like, and then I
Hmm.
really didn't like that area, and I was there for a whole month. So yeah, I do a little bit more research on stuff like that, and yeah, I should have done in the past. So yeah.
So, so if you could tell any, you know, digital nomad or those who are trying to become digital nomads, what is one mistake that you would tell them to avoid?
One mistake. I would say to have a good good foundation when you want to start living that lifestyle. Because if you're just starting to make a remote income, and then you move away, then yeah, it could be a little bit difficult because yeah, I don't know, it could also stress you a little bit. So I would have a good foundation that you yeah have a good income and also like a good foundation with insurances and stuff like that, that you just inform yourself really good yeah what you really need before doing that step. So yeah, I wouldn't rush into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, um, if someone, so whoever is listening to this podcast and they are wanting to take that leap and they are scared to start the process, what would you tell them?
I would definitely tell them just to do it because if they are scared they could fail, I think the worst thing that could happen, for example, for me, if I just yeah, went as a digital nomad to Asia and I would have completely failed. The worst case which could have happened is that I go back to Germany and yeah, just go back to a 9 to 5 and live my normal life from before again. So I
Mm-hmm.
think there is not really that much of a risk. So I would just yeah, give it a shot, definitely.
Yeah, just take the leap.
Yes.
So, how can anyone listening and anyone watching, how can they follow you on social media and just watch your journey? Like, what are your usernames? Where can they find you?
Yeah, most active I'm on Instagram and on YouTube, and my usernames are almost everywhere the same, Devin.nomad. So yeah, most active on Instagram, I would say, on the daily basis.
Okay. And do you have like any other social medias?
I have yeah, Twitter, or now it's called X,
Yeah.
and yeah, my name is also Devin, I think underline nomad. So
Okay.
that's also something I use, but not as active on as Instagram, because Instagram is good when you're traveling because there's always something interesting where you can post on stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yes,
And you said you have a school, right?
yes.
Um, is that just the same as your name?
No, my school community is called Cut to Freedom, and yes, it's about learning how to earn a remote income with video editing. And I think my username on school is just at Devin, so very short and simple.
Hmm. Awesome. All right. Well, that was all the questions.
All right, yeah, it was fun.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the invite. It was yeah, a lot of fun, and yeah, also thanks for everyone who is listening so far.
Of course. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yes, thanks. I hope you too. And what time is it now where you're at?
It is almost 3 p.m. So just
3 p.m.
afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, in Germany it's now 10 p.m.
Wow.
Yes.
I would be asleep by then.
Yeah, I think I will go to sleep soon. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Then
it's nice talking
thanks.
to you.
Yeah, thanks again for the invite.
Of course. Bye.
All right. See you. Bye.